my name is Chloe Dysart and I'm with the Portland State Vanguard, and today I'm doing part 2 of 3 of our Valentine's Day meals for the Love and Sex Guide. So today we're going to be doing a vegan Valentine's Day risotto, losing your veg-inity, as we like to call it. It's very good. So this is a risotto with mushrooms, shallot, garlic, and really it's very easy. It's one pot, it's very simple ingredients, but the best thing is that it looks really impressive, and your Valentine's Day date or a friend or a parent or whoever it is, they're gonna love it. So first off, for all your ingredients, you're gonna need 1 shallot, about 3 cloves of garlic. You're gonna need about 1.5 cups of mushrooms, some parsley if you want to top it with that, a little bit of white wine vinegar, and then about 1 cup of risotto, as well as vegetable stock. Did I say vegetable stock? Okay. So to get started, we're gonna go ahead and mince our garlic. So the first thing you're gonna want to do is lay your knife flat on it and then kind of put all your weight on it until you hear that little pop. You're just going to take that little skin off. And then the best way to mince garlic is really just to lay your knife kind of like this and keep the tip stationary, and then just kind of like regroup it. Just keep going. There she is. Doesn't have to be perfect. It's gonna be cooked down anyways, so yeah, there she is. Let's do the shallot. So first things first, you're gonna cut off this like little fluffy end. And then you're gonna lay it flat, cut it down the root, and from there you can kind of just like take off this skin. And then on both ends, you're just gonna put it down. We're back. We had a change of knife, so you're just gonna keep slicing that shallot. Careful your fingers. And then from there you're gonna mince it just like you did with the garlic. And just like the garlic, it needs to be really just a rough chop. It doesn't need to be perfect. We're not going for perfection, so. Okay. There you go. Put her off to the side. And then you're gonna get your mushrooms. I got mine pre-cut, but you can also just like get them whole from the store and then cut them yourselves. And then just like the shallots and the garlic, you're just gonna like go in and do a rough chop just so they're like a little bit more bite-sized. Alright, so now you got your mushrooms. And so the first thing you're going to want to do is get your pan, which if you're 5'2", it's a little hard to reach. And then you're going to heat up just like a tiny bit of olive oil. Probably about, like if you're measuring it, like a tablespoon. And then you're going to want to turn your heat onto about like medium low. Yeah. So once your oil is heated up, you're going to take your garlic, put her in. That's not hot, but it will be. Then take your shallot, and put that in too. And you're just gonna wait for those to cook down a little bit. You're gonna want it to be like pretty translucent. You don't really care if it's like too mushy. You can turn it up a little bit. Just want to really get those flavors just cooked through. So yeah, you're gonna wait for that to get translucent, and then come back in a couple minutes. Keep stirring it continuously until it's cooked through. Okay, so as you can see, they're pretty much pretty close to translucent. So you're gonna go ahead and get your mushrooms. Might take a couple trips. You lost one. Okay. And just keep getting your mushrooms in. And then you're gonna keep stirring that. And you're really going to want until the mushrooms kind of cook down, and also they're going to get a little bit like squishy, and there's going to be kind of like a nice liquid that comes out of them. Doesn't sound super appetizing, but it is. Just some soggy mushrooms. And then while that's going, you're going to want to really keep it like moving as you're, you know, kind of multitasking. But you're going to want to get another pot. And you're going to want to take that, put a little olive oil in there, probably about the same amount, just like tablespoonish. And then keep stirring. There we go. Also, while you're doing this, you kind of want to salt and pepper it to your liking, to your recommended sodium intake. Just a little bit. And really, with this recipe, you can just taste as you go, you know. Just make sure to turn your burner on. That's really good. And that can just go like medium, lowish. And then while that's heating up, you want to take a measuring cup, get about a cup of risotto. Mess. Drink some wine. And keep this bad boy moving. So toasting your risotto, it might seem like a weird, unnecessary step, but it really is, like, it adds that flavor. And I feel like if you're not toasting your risotto, you're just making rice, and that's like lame. So you gotta toast it. And really what you're looking for is that golden brown kind of just like, you don't want it burnt, you don't want it like dark brown, you just want it toasted. Think like a nice marshmallow that's just like crispy. So once that's kind of like heated up a little bit, you want to throw in your risotto. And this is also just kind of like a multitasking of like, I'm going to stir this, I'm going to stir this, and just like keeping an eye on them. And then while that's going and you're multitasking two things, you're going to want to do a third multitask, which is chopping some parsley for a garnish. So if you don't like parsley, I know it's kind of a hit or miss, you could do basil, rosemary, whatever herbs you really want. I just grab like a handful, put her down, and just the same kind of mincing. Just a little chop. I was told to do it on the other side so it doesn't dull the knife. There you go, just a rough chop. It's just kind of there to make it look pretty. It also tastes kind of good, so yeah. And after that's done, keep stirring. Make sure you don't burn anything. Alright, we're back. As you can see, the risotto is just kind of lightly toasted and our mushrooms have really cooked down. So, first things first, we're officially done with the knife step, so we're going to take another sip of wine. We're going to come back to it, and we're going to add our risotto. into the mixture with the mushrooms and the shallots and the garlic. Just put that all in. And then now we're going to add in our liquids. So we're going to add in about 2 cups of vegetable stock. It's not an exact science. You're really going to add in 2 cups at first, like a 2-to-1 ratio to risotto, but it's going to cook off as it, you know, kind of absorbs. So you're going to want to like check in, stir it, add some more. It's really not a science, like I said. It's just eyeballing. So let's first add those 2 initial cups. 1 and 2. Okay, and then this part is optional, but I think it really adds like that kind of like kick of flavor. Just a little bit of white wine vinegar, and probably like 2 teaspoons. Once again, just whatever you think is best. You know, if you don't like the taste of white wine vinegar, don't put it in. And this is really hard to pour. So. Just eyeball it. It's good. There you go. Okay. So then you're going to kind of combine that all together, mix it up, and then this is what's really nice and easy about risotto is it takes a long time, but it's not a lot of effort. So really you can stand around. You're going to want to cover it and then turn it up to like a little bit higher, like medium high, medium. And then you're going to want to wait till it simmers. And then as that simmers, you're just going to want to check in. You're going to come back. You're going to, you know, stir it, check in with her, see how she's doing. And then add a little stock as needed, taste test. And I would say about 30 minutes is like where you really need to like check and see if it's to your liking. So yeah, come back in about 30 minutes. And in the meantime, just keep stirring and taking a look at it. So we're back. It's been about 15 minutes and you've just been stirring it continuously. We're going to add a little bit more stock. I've actually kind of ended up using the whole thing of stock. So just prepare for that. Keep it stirring, keep it going. And then we're getting a little bit crazy here. Just hold on, stay with me. We're going to add a little bit of vegan Parmesan. This is optional if you don't want to, but it's also really good. This is the brand, oh, I'm going to drop that. Follow Your Heart. Dairy-free Parmesan style. It's really good. I had my boyfriend try it and he like literally couldn't tell the difference, and he's not a vegan, so highly recommend. We're just gonna add like, you know, just go crazy. That's about it. And then stir that in. And then just taste test as you go. Like I said, it's not a science, it's an art. It's all about the personal connection with the food, you know? It's putting that heart into it. So it tastes good seasoning-wise, but I'm just gonna let it go. It needs about 10-15 minutes. Keep stirring, keep adding the broth until the risotto is at your desired texture. And yeah, it tastes good. Just keep up to date with it. You know, just keep going. We're back. It's been about, I want to say like 33 minutes. And the risotto, I've been tasting it, I've been stirring it, adding stock as needed. We're about done with it. So as predicted, just use a whole thing of stock. Just as a side note, you can also make your own vegetable stock. This one that I used is particularly like carroty. So if you don't want it to taste as carroty, get another brand, make your own. You can choose what vegetables go into it. So we got that. And she's ready to plate. So you're gonna just take your little bowls. We got 2 of them because, you know, eat the whole thing. I don't care. Do that. That's great. But this is for 2 people hypothetically. So we're putting that in. And then the other one. All right, and then to garnish it, you're just gonna take the parsley that you chopped a little while ago and you're gonna sprinkle it on top. And then once again, I just really am into this vegan Parmesan. So I'm gonna just put that on top because it's really good. And there you go. It's an impressive vegan meal. It probably takes about like 45 minutes. And it's great, you know, it's great for a Valentine's Day meal, a meal with a friend, a meal with your family, and it pairs well with a Chardonnay. Today I have the Safeway brand Chardonnay. Have I drank in half the bottle? Yeah, I have. So yeah. Also, I should mention that all wines aren't vegan, so if you are a strict vegan, I would recommend looking that up online. So thank you for tuning in. This has been part 2 of 3 of the Vanguard Love and Sex Guide food cooking.
Alright, let's cut.
I think that's a great place to end it.
Scene 1, take 7.
Alright, we're back. A little bit of a spill. It happens to the best of us. It's fine. But most important thing is that we got the risotto. So thank you so much for tuning in. This has been part 2 of 3 of the Vanguard's Love and Sex Guide Food Edition. So stay tuned for one more awesome recipe for Valentine's Day.